Match 24 of the DP World ILT20 was a relatively low-scoring affair. It was my Emirates, that man there, the player of the match, Shakib Al Hassan, managed to help his team to victory tonight against the top-of-the-table Vipers. And the captain, as ever, Kieron Pollard, was brutal with bat in hand. Also backed up by the player of the match to help get his team home. What was 1v3 is now 1v2. So as you can see, a relatively low-scoring affair. As I mentioned, 2 games and 2 nights on that surface, and the Vipers struggled on both occasions with the bat out here at Dubai International Stadium. I'm a lucky girl. Alan Wilkins is finally down here with me, Andy Flower, and the player of the match, Shakib Al Hassan. Congratulations. How are you feeling? We spoke at the halfway point. You felt pretty confident about that run chase, and you were there at the end. It's a good day at the office.
Yes, very good at the office, I'd say. For my Emirates, I think we are sitting on the 2nd position, which is obviously a great thing. We have a couple of more games to go. Obviously, it would be nice to qualify in the top 2. That's our aim at this moment. So very happy where we are sitting at this moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Andy, we've watched 2 games here in 2 nights. The Vipers have struggled on both occasions, really, on this surface with the batting. Is it just bad batting? Maybe they're a bit tired of winning. Do you think that might be what it is?
Well, look, Shakib did a brilliant job, actually, because it was obviously slightly tricky to bat out there tonight. You wouldn't get so many people struggling with form all at one time. So just hanging in there and making sure that you were not out at the end. Coaches, selectors, captains, they love people who do that. And Shakib did that tonight. Might have felt a little bit scratchy, perhaps, Shakib, but to actually be there at the end, be there to bat with Pollard. Pollard turned the game quickly in that one chance that he got against Qais Ahmed, and you were there at the end. Tell me, how do you like taking on chasers like that?
Yeah, I think it shows a lot of characters because, obviously in T20 games, you'd like to hit boundaries. It's not easy for a batsman to go out there, and defending like a test match or playing like an ODI match. So obviously, if you are a spectator, it might not please your eyes, but that's the dirty game someone has to play. And in our team, most guys can hit 6s easily. So I had to do that job, and I'm very happy that I could contribute that way.
You did a great job tonight. Wilco, you interviewed this young man at the end of the night. You complimented on his bowling and the areas he was hitting tonight. How would you best describe his performance with the ball to get him his 2 wickets tonight?
Straight out of Mirpur. This pitch, if you could roll it up and take it somewhere, you could take it back to Chattagram or Sylhet or Mirpur, because I knew that pitch was tailor-made for Shakib Al Hassan. If you're going to get something out of a pitch, this man will do. He's been the ICC #1 player for as long as I can remember, and you're going to get something. Oh, and how about the catch? I mean, you made it look easy. When the ball's coming straight back at you as a bowler, you kind of, do I go for it? Do I stay back a bit? It was a very good catch there. That's part of our Cycle Hub catch of the season. I just thought the pitch was tailor-made for Shakib Al Hassan. And
how quickly did you figure that out, do you think? Once you started out there, do you think this could be my night?
No, looking at the tournament, I always felt like this pitch will suit me more than any other pitch in UAE. So I was looking forward to play actually here in Dubai. I couldn't get the opportunity to play the other game when we played, but today I got the opportunity, so I had to make sure that I put the ball in the right areas. There are natural help for a bowler. If you put the ball in the right areas, if you're hitting the stumps consistently, I think that would do job for a bowler. So that's what I was trying to do.
Well, let's have a little look at some of your variations on this pitch here tonight. And Andy, when you look at them, what does it tell you? What story does it tell you about his performance tonight with the ball?
Well, there were a couple of lovely big turners. Both of those balls turned appreciably. That's a big turner and bounced. Look where Pooran took that. And then there's the arm ball that slid across. Seam up arm ball. Beautiful piece of bowling that beat the left-hander on the outside edge. That was wonderful bowling to watch. So those sort of variations, obviously you've been doing that for many years now. Tell us a little bit more about your bowling tactics on this type of pitch?
Yeah, I think vary your pace in this type of pitch especially is very crucial. You know, when you ball a little quicker, it might skids on one, and then when you throw it up a little more, you know, it got spin. So very hard for the batsman, but bowler need to make sure that they put the ball in the right areas. You know, they play with batsman mind rather than anything else.
Yeah, and you are the master at playing with the batsman's mind.
I've been playing for long, so I know many batsmen.
You do.
Yeah.
The other thing is, Laura, about Shakib, and Andy, how many players do you ever see rushing at Shakib? They don't, because you bowl it from here, it's flat, and you spin the natural spin of the ball, but nobody rushes down the pitch to you. They're scared. You must see them coming as well, if they do.
I think I was always good at reading batsmen, but obviously in this type of wickets, batsmen are a little tentative also, because they are not sure which one will turn and which one will skids on. So batsmen are a little tentative going, you know, at bowlers. So I think that's what happened when they're not sure about whether it's turning or not.
Well, I'm going to let you go because you probably need a cup of tea and a lie down after that. You had a good day at the office.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming over and talking to us. Really appreciate it. You can go and celebrate with your troops now. Congratulations. And second spot's a nice way to finish the evening.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Shakib.
Well
And
done.
boys, he's not that scary. I don't know what you're talking about.
Thanks,
No,
Shakib.
he did a great job, and he was backed up beautifully by Zahoor Khan. We saw yesterday he played incredibly well. What did he continue to do from yesterday today?
Zahoor?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Zahoor's particular skills are bowling Yorkers and bowling slower balls, and that's why he's used at the death a lot. So Pollard has worked with him before. I mean, that's a full toss that he's got wrong, and he picked up a wicket with it. But that's what he does well. That was an in-slanting, I wouldn't say swinging, but in-slanting Yorker that caught the tiny outside edge of the bat and slammed into the stumps. When you ally that type of straight Yorker bowling with excellent slower balls, and Pollard cleverly bowled him with the leg side, the long side, he's a difficult guy to get hold of.
He is, and you mentioned Kieron Pollard there, and I want to talk about him. I mean, I love him. I don't want to come on too strong, but I love him. I love watching the way he operates out there. I like how yappy he is. He's in everyone's ear, but he's always doing something. He seems very proactive. Tonight with the bat was sensational. When he got a hold of it, I mean, hold on to your lunchbox because, you know, everyone was a bit worried about where it was going to go.
He is a thinking captain. He's a thinking player. You know, he still loves to compete, and heaven help if you're in the way of one of these. Well, I mean, he hits the ball as ferociously as anyone I've known, and you know, he keeps doing it. I mean, that hit, that we measured it at 101 meters, but I reckon the measure must have stopped at 101 because I think it was a bit more than that. But he's brutal, and I just, even when talking to him there, you know, he gives you such good considered answers. He's thinking about the field all the time. He's always thinking about ways to change the game.
And that's the thing I think that I'm enjoying more about him as the more cricket I watch him play.
Yeah.
It's not like he's checked out at any point. He's actually getting more engaged, more proactive, and that can only be a blessing as a coach to have that kind of captain in your dressing room.
Yeah, look, I think the point you both make about his competitiveness, that instinct inside him, he is a winner, there's no doubt about it. He's won all sorts of things in his time. I've just had a really interesting experience with him during the T10, actually. When he was captain and I was working with him. I've worked with him before, but not as the captain. And I really enjoyed the experience. He's a guy you can trust to make a lot of really good decisions on the field, but he carries himself in the manner in which other people will find him easy to follow. He's authoritative, but he's player-friendly. He's understanding of people's foibles. And that competitive instinct that you two have mentioned really comes through out there on the field when he's marshalling his troops. Often he stands and he gets in the face of the opposition batters like
Andy,
this.
please.
And I'm sure they don't love him quite as much as you expressed earlier.
And you know,
but it's intimidating.
Yeah, it is. And it's intimidating for opposition players. And I think the other side of the coin is for the younger players in the team, he is such a formidable presence. with all that experience, I think he's played over 600 games of T20, that they look up to him literally and metaphorically, because he's Kieron Pollard. He's been there, he's done it, he's worn the shirt, and he still wears the shirt, and he still loves to compete. And that's why younger players feed off him. I think he's great for our game.
He absolutely is. And on top of all that, he's just a really cool dude. So let's hear from him now.
Skip off my Emirates, Kieron Pollard makes his way out to the middle.
I think Pollard is somebody who has literally destroyed attacks across the globe.
There it is. First sight of some big point power from KP.
He's kept himself fit. He's understood his game, what it takes to win.
He mishits them out of the park, this Kieron Pollard.
And what it takes to perform on a long-term, consistent basis.
The big man is still hitting big shots.
He's got so much power. Grounds just are not big enough for him.
A lot of people might have a lot of things to say about the individual, Kieron Pollard, but understanding my journey and understanding where I'm at when it comes to cricket and my understanding of cricket, that's a different sort of conversation. You know, when you get to understand that person, I think your perspective as well, might change. My journey right now is sort of we look at it as a hybrid model where I'm playing, I'm coaching. I'll continue to learn, continue to evolve, and continue to stay in touch with the younger generation, because you can't go too far out of touch with them, because then you'll be left behind. One of the most important things is giving back. Obviously, I've gathered a lot of knowledge around the world, and it's something that, what I didn't have in life, is that person who has been there, done it, and being able to pass that on. So for me, the coaching aspect of it is just trying to help the next generation be the best versions of themselves, not change them, because they'll come with different skill sets and all of that, but help them to evolve, because it's a very difficult place to maneuver from a mental, emotional, physical, and performance perspective. I look around in Nicholas Puran, in other teams, Akil Hossain, these guys who I, sort of mentor, sort of growing up, and they kind of push me wanting to continue. And also my son, saying, don't stop just yet. So I think that's a motivating factor. But as I've always mentioned, once the body feels right and the motivation is still there to play, then I'll continue.
You see what we're saying now? What a dude. What a guy. He's great. And I suppose the question now is, with him, the way he batted tonight, the way he's captaining, the way his team's responding, am I now peaking at the right time of this competition?
Well, I think so. I just really enjoyed that interview. He hits the right note in everything for me, and I think my Emirates now, I would put him joint favourites with the Vipers.
Oh.
I really do. Yeah. I think they've come up round the outside. There's a look to the Vipers. To the my Emirates team.
Yeah.
Of course, there's a look to the Vipers, but with Pollard there, I just think they're looking very strong.
They certainly are. I like that coming up the outside. But Andy, that's 2 nights in a row that we've seen the Vipers slightly falter, and they were, horses for courses. They were moving people around and resting, and now there's that issue potentially with Lockie Ferguson, which did not look good in the end. So, how do you now view this points table and 1 and 2 here tonight? Who's your favourite at the moment?
Yeah, I think Alan makes a really good point. They look quite a unit. My Emirates, I'm talking about here. My Emirates look a unit that are on the up. If we were seeing a graph of their progression, we would definitely see it heading in the right direction. They've got a very good captain, and they've got some power in the middle. We haven't seen much hitting from Romario Shepherd yet, because he hasn't had much of a chance to do it. But having Puran, Pollard and Romario Shepherd as 3 of your middle order players there, that will scare any team. Any bowling team.
Sitting in the crowd.
So I think they are coming up on the outside. Vipers are a very confident unit. They will miss Lockie Ferguson. I was really impressed with the way he started his bowling today.
Yep.
He looked quick. He had that in angle at the right-handers. To the left-hander Shakib, when in the over that he got injured, he bowled some beautiful, bouncy, quick balls across the left-hander. It's such a pity that he's injured again. I really feel for him. He's a great man. And now he's on the sidelines again, and he was properly hobbling. That's going to be a while that he's out.
Oh, well, fingers crossed it's not too bad, and hopefully we get to see him again in this competition, but potentially in the finals. All right, Alan, it's your turn to start the car tonight.
Yeah.
You go and turn the heaters on for us. We'd appreciate that very much.
All right. Yeah, I'm going, am I?
Yeah, you're off, Doc.
All right.
Love you. Thank you.
It.
Andy, you're stuck with me again, you poor thing.
Thanks
so
very
are
much.
you guys. You wait right there. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, Hazy's with us, and we're going to look at what's coming up tomorrow on the DP World ILT20. Welcome back to Cricket Safari. Match 24 has ended with points for My Emirates, which now sees them sitting in second spot on the leaderboard under the Desert Vipers, who of course are the only team to have qualified in the competition so far. Plenty of work to do down the bottom, which makes tomorrow's game very, very interesting. Andy Flower is still alongside me. Mike Hazeman also joins us. And Hazy, it was an interesting game of cricket tonight between two, would you say, the best teams in the comp that you've seen so far?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you've now got to sort of question whether they should have left those players out. I guess what happened to Lockie Ferguson, maybe that's the right call. I'm not saying that the stress and strain on all the players is the same, but Lockie's had some problems, we know that, and let's hope he's going to be okay. But yeah, it was a game that didn't catch fire really, I suppose, but Emirates I think are peaking at the right time. So it's given Emirates maybe a bit of wind in their sails at the time they need it, with Vipers going down today, not scoring enough runs, simple as that.
Andy, we've had a couple of matches that have, well, we've had so many matches come down to the wire. These last couple, which have been, low scoring and one team really not being as successful as the other. It's an interesting contrast to what we've seen already in this competition, isn't it?
Yeah, the last two games have been quite one-sided, and it's because the teams batting first haven't batted particularly well. We do know that the conditions early in power play in the first innings here in Dubai Stadium are a little bit tricky, and not enough batsmen are finding answers to the swing that they're finding in power play. So really the coaches, the captains and the players need to put some thought into some of the tactics, the batting tactics, and batting methods that they're using in power play, and come up with better answers than they're giving at the moment.
Yeah, because we are, of course, coming to the business end now. Before the game tonight, Hazy, you talked us through what you thought was the ball of the tournament so far.
Yep.
Bowled by a young My Emirates bowler by the name of Gazunfa.
Yep.
Tonight, how he went tonight. Was it what you saw yesterday? Did it get better? Did it change? A lot of variation.
His wicket was sensational. He picked up a wicket early today, which was sensational again, with another Kieron ball, which was quite amazing, I thought. I mean, perhaps not quite as good as the one he bowled yesterday, but I was still pretty pumped up with this one. I mean, it's quite amazing the way that he does this. I mean, you look at the standard off-spin delivery is on the left. There it is. And the Kieron ball, you can see the release out of the hand there. And if you go to the Kieron ball now, you see it flick out the front. I mean, those fingers must be so strong to be able to do that, and to get the revolutions on that ball like he does, the way he flicks it out of the front with that Kieron ball. It's quite extraordinary the way he does that, and brilliant stuff. I mean, it's something that he's been working on for a long time, and he's got it absolutely spot on now. And now, because of the tracks are being more used, they're getting the spinners are coming into the game more as well. Happened yesterday, of course, with that delivery that I was talking about, we saw earlier from Gazunfa yesterday. Happened again today. So the tracks are bringing the spinners into the game more. Noor Ahmed no more for the Vipers, so that's a bit of a problem for them. So Case Ahmed's got to obviously lift his game to make sure he covers that base as best he can possibly do. But yeah, spinners are coming into it, and I think the class spinners like Gazunfa is going to make a big difference again. Emirates get another little step forward.
When you are working on a new delivery, whether it's the Kieron ball, whatever it might be, how long does that usually take? How long would you advise as a coach that you work on it until you use it in a game?
I think, like with most things, it's very personalised, the answer to your question. So, some people, they might feel comfortable with the change or the development of something new straight away. For some others, they might take months or even years to get really skillful at it. But that skill out of the fingers that we see from Gazunfa is an amazing skill, and the feel that you require. It takes many years of experimentation and repetition, and constantly being self-aware about what you're feeling and the outcome of the delivery at the time. So that will have taken a lot of work with coaches, probably work on his own, maybe even work messing around with the ball in his hotel room in the evening. But the feel out of the fingers is absolutely crucial to that incredible skill that these finger spinners and mystery spinners require. That is a beautiful delivery to Phil Salt in Abu Dhabi yesterday.
That was the one that just held up and just hit the top of our stump. I saw him first bowl when he was 17 years of age for Afghanistan, and I was amazed then. He was bowling it then, not to that ability, but he was bowling it then and bowling it very well with great control. So he's been working on that for a long time. Obviously, I'd seen some of the boys do it before, and I decided, well, hang on, it's going to work for me, because there was the delivery that the Dusra, of course, used to be bowled, but now that can't be bowled, so they got to come up with something different. That's extraordinary. They say the first to ever bowl that was a guy called Johnny Gleeson for Australia, back in the 60s. No, I didn't see it, Laura.
Well, I
before
certainly
you asked.
didn't, if that's what you're thinking, Hazy. So don't worry about it. Hazy was in that game. I want to talk about tomorrow's matchup because it is a really interesting one. It is a bottom-of-the-table clash. Both teams desperately need these points. I mean, none more so than the Sharjah Warriors, who are firmly on the bottom of the table. Andy, how would you see JP Duminy and his Sharjah Warriors bounce back for this one?
Well, they're going to have to bounce quite high because they're bouncing off quite a low. They've had a couple of bad losses recently. The last match when they decided to bat first here in Dubai Stadium, that was a bad loss for them, and I would imagine that's really hit their confidence hard. So they're coming up against the Knight Riders, who themselves have been struggling a little, but Jason Holder as the skipper, leading from the front, bowling the first over with the ball, excellent in the field. He's an ex-West Indian captain. I would imagine, that Warriors are going to find it hard.
I think they will find it hard. And ADKR, despite not having all of the wins, they've got close in a few games, which is more than can be said for other seasons for ADKR. And on paper, they're an incredibly good side. So who are you picking?
On paper, but they play on grass, of course, and sometimes they haven't got it quite right.
I like that.
I thought they were coming right, and I thought it was a bit of a setback for them yesterday, and they got done by Emirates, which they'll be thinking about that quite a bit, because they should have won that quite easily in the end. So back to square one, got to fight up again tomorrow.
Yeah, both teams at the bottom of the table, back to square one, need a victory. They need those points. Boys, I want to thank you so much for your time and your thoughts tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations to my Emirates. We will see you tomorrow for more action at the DP World ILT20. Don't miss it. It's going to be a good one.